Good afternoon, and thank you for joining us today. My name is Frankie Jones, and my wife Ashley and I have the pleasure of serving our second term as co-chairs of United Way of Greater Greensboro's leadership campaign. We have had the pleasure of serving in our roles alongside Jacqueline and Brantley White, who will be rolling off in the coming year and making way for Elizabeth and Sam Bostrom. We'll hear from Jacqueline at the end of our meeting today. So on behalf of our leadership circles, welcome to Theories of Change, the Centennial Series. Leadership circles are comprised of caring people who invest $1,000 or more each year to support United Way's efforts to help local children, adults, and families. We are eager to help our community, and we truly know that these investments are making an impact. We are so excited that you have joined us today, and we are even more excited to hear from our United Way speakers. But before we get started, I want to recognize VF for their generous sponsorship of United Way's Theory of Change series. Thank you, VF. Also, in case you have not heard, last month on March 1st, your United Way celebrated its centennial anniversary in this community. Since March 1st of 1922, United Way's mission has centered on making this community a better place for all people. In fact, United Way's work has always focused on the importance of bringing the community together to address its greatest needs. And while leadership and community needs have changed over the years, United Way's mission to help the people of Greater Greensboro has always remained the same. That mission has been tied to leading and defining by our volunteers and caring people in our community. And when the caring people of our community ask United Way to address a need, they convene and rally our community to tackle the issue head on. Such was the case when this community informed United Way that poverty was the issue it most needed to address. Prior to the economic impacts of COVID-19, local poverty was impacting children, adults, and families at higher rates than national averages. We must do better, not only for the people who need our support, but for the future of our community. When we collaborate, great things happen. Together, we must be bold to address poverty. Now we'll take a moment to watch this short video to discover just how bold we need to be.
Our community has spoken.
And it's time for all of us to face reality.
The pandemic and the renewed civil rights movement
highlighted real challenges many families face.
And the often overlooked existence of local poverty.
Facts can no longer be disputed.
Poverty is an everyday truth for over 57,000 people in Greater Greensboro.
1 out of every 4 children
In Greensboro is growing up in poverty.
There are neighborhoods in our community
Where over 40% of the population
Have lived in poverty for multiple generations.
Poverty is relentless.
and decades of systemic issues
Have disproportionately impacted people of color.
These facts are unacceptable.
Our community has proven time and time again
that we can accomplish anything when we are united.
That's why for over a year, United Way of Greater Greensboro listened to
And collaborated with thousands of people in our community.
To take our efforts of ending local poverty to the next level.
Together, we developed a bold goal that belongs to all of us.
As a community united in equity and lasting solutions,
3,000 households in Greater Greensboro.
We'll leave generational poverty by 2030.
Imagine, on average, over 300 households per year.
Leaving poverty over the next 9 years.
At United Way, everything we do is committed to helping people leave poverty.
We collaborate with nonprofits, businesses, leaders,
and caring people from all across our community
to generate collective impact. United, we will achieve the bold goal
by creating and funding strategic partnerships
with proven outcomes
that provide education, training, and support
to help people get jobs that can provide for their households.
We'll continue to operate our nationally recognized Family Success Centers,
where children and adults are receiving coordinated services in one location.
And bold goals require bold innovation.
which is why we're developing a countywide mobile-friendly network
that will connect people to services
and coordinators
that will help them identify,
track, and achieve their personal goals of leaving poverty.
We cannot do this work alone.
It's time to put our collective efforts into building a community that benefits all of us.
Local children, adults, and families need your support.
It's time to be bold.
Visit unitedwaygso.org
To learn more, take action, and make a donation today.
What an amazing video. And as we all know, people in our community are facing barriers that are perpetuated by systems that often do not work together for their benefit. It is our responsibility to do what we can to provide resources and supports that make their transitions out of poverty as easy and streamlined as possible. Together, we have to be bold. And Frank McCain is here to talk about United Way's next bold move, the Integrated Service Delivery Network. Frank.
Thank you, Frankie, and congratulations on your recent appointment to the Guilford County Board of Commissioners. Thank you, Ashley, as well, your lovely bride, for serving as your co-chair. Good afternoon. My name is Frank McCain, and I have the distinct pleasure of serving as the Vice President of Community Investment and Impact for your United Way of Greater Greensboro. I thank you again for joining us and for supporting our collaborative efforts to help local families leave poverty in our community. Before we begin talking about Integrated Service Delivery Network, it's important to provide you with a little context, I think, and definition. Back in 2014, when the United Way of Greater Greensboro adopted breaking the cycle of poverty as our main focus, our board and leadership conducted and leveraged many months of research to discover the best ways to empower people to leave poverty. It became clear to us that our strategy or our theory of change for ending poverty had to be grounded upon a research-based integrated service delivery approach. Many of you might be asking yourself, so what does integrated service delivery mean? And that's a good question. And I think a simple answer is to say that the question is that integrated service delivery, or ISD, brings together multiple services and allows people in need of support the ability to pick and choose the services they need in the order in which they need those personal services. An ISD approach also seeks to remove barriers to services and connect fragmented systems of support. Locally, we created a strategy to provide someone a pathway out of poverty based on 4 key areas of service and support. We believe helping someone achieve educational success is key. We believe that helping someone live in healthy lifestyle is key as well. We believe in helping someone achieve financial stability, especially through family sustaining employment, is key. And we believe that expanding someone's access to the most basic of needs, things like food, shelter, and clothing, are key as well. We believe each one of these areas is critical in helping a person transition out of poverty. Some people may need support in all 4 of those areas, and some may only need support in 1, 2, or maybe 3. But at the end of each day, our strategy is rooted in this type of ISD approach, and is designed to serve the needs of an individual. An example of ISD that many of you may be familiar with is the work that we've been doing at our Family Success Centers. United Way of Greater Greensboro's Family Success Centers, which has become a nationally recognized model, bundles services in one location and removes barriers by offering things like childcare and transportation. The Family Success Center model serves the entire family and is empowering people to become financially stable, which is exactly what we want to do. Since 2015, the United Way has opened 2 Family Success Center locations that have served over 500 families, representing over 1,500 children and adults. And at each center location, we bring together partners across nonprofit, business, and government sectors. Together, These partners offer services that focus on access to public supports, education, career development, financial skills, health and wellness, and basic needs. Every Family Success Center member is paired with a coach who provides a long-term guidance and member support to the member. The Family Success Center model is a wonderful example of ISD in action. In fact, so much so that Pikes Peak United Way of Colorado Springs, Colorado, is currently visiting us here in Greensboro to learn more as we help them replicate their own version of a Family Success Center in Colorado Springs, Colorado. I thank them for being with us today. We had a great visit yesterday and a great visit thus far today. Visiting with us are Cindy Aubrey, President and CEO, Heather Steinman, COO, Elizabeth Quavito, Director of Community Impact, and Dewana Powell, their new Executive Director of their Family Success Center in Colorado Springs. Welcome to all of you to Greensboro, North Carolina. Let us give them all a virtual wave and welcome from the Greensboro community. So to continue our efforts of breaking the cycle of poverty and to help our community be inspired and develop our bold goal of 3,000 households leaving poverty by the year 2030, we need to make it as easy as possible for people to access the services and supports they need to become financially self-sufficient. Many members, having participated in one of our Family Success Centers, have experienced great success. Some have obtained their GEDs, others have obtained professional certifications, and a few have launched careers with self-sustaining wages. That's what you call success. We know that ISD works, and as such, we are creating an ISD network.
Okay, well, thank you, Frank. Welcome once again to everyone on today's call. As Frank mentioned, I am the ISD Network Manager, and I am so excited to give you a preview of what's soon to come. ISD can be extremely technical because, quite frankly, it has to be when you're designing a system that factors in years of research, local needs, provider expectations, and an individual's needs. But for today, I'm going to do my best to give you a high-level overview. To do so, I'm going to prompt my portion of today's meeting with questions that we anticipate you may have, and then I'm going to answer them. This may also help you ask your own questions at the end, so please type any follow-up questions you have in the chat, and we'll answer them shortly. So before I get started, I wanted to lead with a few statements of fact. United Way is launching an 18-month ISD network pilot project on June 28th. Initially, this network will launch with core partners serving the Greensboro area and will expand countywide over time. So now into the questions. So what is the network? The network is a countywide mobile-friendly network that connects people to services and coordinators who will help them identify, track, and achieve their personal goals of becoming financially stable. So how will someone access the network? Network partners will learn to identify who may benefit from joining the network, and people who wish to join will be connected to a coordinator. After the pilot phase, people will be able to access the network themselves through an online portal. So what will the network offer people? People who access the network will be connected to services and supports that are focused on 3 areas: work, health, and income supports to stabilize people's basic needs, education and career advancement to help people learn skills and land jobs, and financial education and coaching to help people build upon their success. But is there an even easier way to understand what the network does? The network connects services to make it easier for people to get what they need. The network makes it easier for service partners to identify and address the full needs of the people they serve. The operation of the network can be summed up in its 3-word tagline: connect, support, thrive. So what does connect, support, thrive mean to people seeking services? People will connect to a network that offers multiple services. People will receive support from network coordinator and service providers that will work together for their benefit. And people will thrive by defining and achieving their personal goals. So what does Connect, Support, Thrive mean to network partners? Partners will connect with a countywide network. Partners will receive support from network coordinators who will be there to assist program and client needs. And partners will thrive because the network will improve service referrals, delivery, and outcomes. How was the network developed? The network was developed based on community feedback, listening sessions, and work groups comprised of residents with lived experience, nonprofit staff, and local government representatives. How will the network track and report outcomes? United Way and network partners are committed to tracking outcomes and providing annual updates. Data will be captured during intake at all partner locations and will be stored within the network's virtual platform. Network coordinators will update data at reassessment points as members work toward achieving their goals around 6 months and at 12 months. During the pilot, the network will measure household progress towards self-sufficiency, and the metrics for that progress will include the following: income, educational attainment, housing, safety of environment, health condition, health access, employment, work history, money management, and benefits. In closing, I want to share a few visual examples. First, an overview of the network and how it connects people and services. And then I'm going to give you a special sneak peek at the portal that partners and coordinators will use during the pilot phase. Have I been? In this network model, we always highlight the client, the person who is seeking services. There are multiple points of entry in the ISD network: online, via local agencies, and through a phone system. So meeting with network partners and ISD coordinators, people will be able to share information, their needs, interests, and goals in an intake and assessment, and they'll be connected to referred to services on a common portal. These services are in those 3 areas: work, health, income support, education and career advancement, and financial education and coaching. Client progress and results will be tracked in the portal, and data analyzed and outcomes reported. With the support, as you see on the side, the coordinating organization, which is United Way of Greater Greensboro. Next, we'll look at a sample screen from the network platform. This screen shows progress towards joining the network. So here you see that a profile has been completed where somebody has spoken with an ISD coordinator or network partner in order to share those needs, interests, and goals, already connected to some programs, but then have the option to schedule with a network coordinator so they can take those services and make a plan with them. I hope that this sneak peek of this screen helps you get an idea of the look and the feel of the network platform that is in development now. I hope that you see that this screen also reflects what we talked about earlier about how people seeking services connect, support, and thrive within the network. Now we want to hear from you. So if there are any questions in the chat, we'll see and we'll try to answer those questions. All right. Sophia, will we get a copy of this PowerPoint? I believe that Michael will be sending the PowerPoint out, but this is also recorded. So you'll be able to at least get the recording of this meeting. Ebony, how do we become a provider? So we are interested in meeting with organizations who want to become providers. Let's have a discussion. We have closed out recruitment generally now for the network pilot, but we'd still love to have conversations with you. Where are the network coordinators sourced from? we are looking to have a small group of coordinators to start with the ISD Network pilot, and we are working with GCCN at the moment to make that happen. So we will be hiring soon for those coordinators. Does the model anticipate integrating uncompensated caregivers? That's an interesting question. I'm not sure we anticipated that, but that's the type of feedback that would be very helpful in this network. The network is individuals and organizations of various kinds. That's why we call it a network. Even though we have, importantly, the client or the person looking for services as an emphasis in our network model, knowing that they're uncompensated caregivers, that is something we want to learn about and be able to address if needed. Can you speak regarding the budget for this new program? Is this supported with funds from the Mackenzie Scott support? There is support from the Mackenzie Scott funding for this program, yes, or for the network. After the pilot, will clients be able to input their information without an intake specialist? Yes. So there will be a portal for individuals to not only access their information after it has been inputted, but to be able to input that information themselves. Is United Way also taking into consideration Latinx and other diverse communities? Yes, we are. And let's talk. That is a part of our work in developing the ISD network. Yes, definitely, regarding language access and printed materials. And just to go back to the uncompensated caregiver question, part of somebody's profile will include other people who are in their family or in their household. So we have as a part of the network an understanding that it is not just the individual all the time, that there is a support system. And take a few more questions. Okay, well, if you have any other questions, I will put my email address in the chat. Here we go. After the pilot is finished, will the network be open to non-United Way of Greater Greensboro agencies? When it's finished, will the network be opened? We are looking for agencies that are not necessarily in agreements with us now. So yes. So I'm going to transition. Thank you for such great questions. We hope you have a better understanding of the ISD network. Please be on the lookout for your invitation to attend our official network pilot launch on June 28th. We'll announce the network name. We're going to announce even more. And these types of questions will help us build out understanding what you want to know about the network. At this time, I'm going to turn it over to Leadership Co-Chair Jacqueline White to close us out.
Thank you, Frank and Aiden. And on behalf of our leadership circles, all I can say is, wow, we cannot wait to see this network in action. Thank you so much for offering your updates. Let's take a moment and give a virtual round of applause. And thank you to our special attendees from Colorado. We are so inspired by your desire to replicate what's happening right here in Greensboro. As United Way continues its work to end local poverty, we will remain in touch with everyone in today's meeting. United Way will specifically follow up with you as we approach the June 28th pilot launch of the ISD network. Before we officially close today's meeting, I want to say that my husband Brantley and I have thoroughly enjoyed serving as co-chairs of the leadership campaign. As we hand the reins over to Elizabeth and Sam Boston, we leave with a sense of tremendous appreciation for being able to support this work. And although we are stepping down as co-chairs, we will continue to invest in United Way's efforts. We have no doubt that our investments are helping to create and fund partnerships and initiatives that are working together to help people leave poverty. Together, we can, and I know we will, continue to move families out of poverty. Please continue to support this work and please continue to invest in this work. Thank you for joining us today. We are looking forward to the future. Take care and bye-bye.